On this channel, I give advice on how to improve your content creation processes and improve your efficiency so you can achieve all your content creation goals. All of that is based on my own personal experiences from lessons that I've learned in the past, but also things that I'm implementing today on my active channels. I think it's incredibly important for people to understand who they're getting advice from and why it's applicable to them. This doesn't just apply to me. I think everyone should be cautious with and question who they take advice from. So in this video, I wanted to lay out pretty much my whole YouTube past, kind of where I got started, maybe some lessons that I learned along the way, but kind of go through a lot of the struggles and I guess improvements, because that's applicable to this entire channel, because I want people to understand, or I guess I want you to understand who you're hearing give advice from and understand my background, because that just makes for, I think, a better understanding again on what I've experienced in my past and why I'm maybe preaching or maybe pushing some thoughts and processes today. So I want to start from actually even before I started YouTube. I was in like elementary school, maybe I don't even remember this time, but I would make like Lego movies, of Lego Star Wars movies on my like camcorder, my parents' camcorder. From an early age, I always enjoyed the video creation process, just something about being able to capture something in time and like almost deliver a message or like curate it in a certain way to make something entertaining. And that's how I got started with the Legos. And even before this, I would watch like this is like early YouTube, I would watch like Lego Star Wars content creators. Like I never know his name, but it was the Squad 42 guy and Pizza Movies. They were huge inspirations to just making content in the beginning. And then when I was in like 6th grade, so I think I was like maybe 12 or 13, is when Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare came out, and that really sparked like the whole YouTube scene. And I really enjoyed watching those videos, and I just had a very strong passion or desire to contribute to them as well. I started my first YouTube channel officially February 2011. I still have that channel. It's a great memory. The videos on there are pretty bad, but this was when I was just like, this is just the beginning. I didn't know what I was doing, but I would watch videos on how to edit and how to render. Made a lot of mistakes, and the video quality is awful and things like that, but it was just getting my feet wet. Those videos were fun to make, but no one really watched them like at all. But it got me into understanding the I guess playing, the filming, the editing, and the whole content creation in the YouTube space. So getting into high school, I continued to make Call of Duty content. A lot of it was like Modern Warfare 3, and the content was still bad, but I enjoyed making the commentaries. I enjoyed uploading the gameplay and just again the whole experience itself. And at the time, I didn't really have, like, YouTube was just different back then. You didn't make money. I mean, like, maybe if you pushed your own products and stuff like that, but people didn't do it for the money. You just did it for like clout and because it was fun and cool. And I was just inspired to just make those videos. I don't even know why. I just wanted to be a part of it, you know. I think a lot of other people did it as well, and that's why they made videos. Also, Sandy Ravage, Modern Warfare 2 YouTuber, he was a huge inspiration. I think he's still a Twitch streamer to this day, but he was a huge inspiration to me back then to making Call of Duty content. So the first like couple years of just making all the Call of Duty content, even Minecraft, things like that, there wasn't really a goal. It was just, this is fun, let's do it. Getting into college, my first year of college, I made a new YouTube channel. So this was like my second one. Maybe I made the dates and times may be a little off, but roughly the first year of college, I made another channel where I focused on Pokemon content. So I had my one channel where I was kind of doing Pokemon content, my other channel where I was still doing some Call of Duty content, but also Fortnite started to get popular. So then I started to post those as well because it was just enjoyable. Still the same thing. This was just something fun. I remember my sophomore year, I made a League of Legends channel. And then I think maybe a year after, or like within the same year, I made 2 more League of Legends channels. So one was a tutorial-based channel based on Victor. Like I loved Victor, and I wanted to just grind that champion. So my whole channel was dedicated, very niche specific to that one champion. I had another funny League of Legends channel where it was just bad. It was just bad but it was like funny content. And then I had another channel, it was like trolly content. I don't even really remember, but I remember the content being pretty bad, but it was just fun to make. But it wasn't really anything too serious. The Victor channel, because I was niching down a lot, I had some sort of strategy here where I was thinking like maybe I should have something more focused so the audience is more focused and they get drawn in because I have this either skill with this champion and I can deliver, I guess, tutorials or guidance on how to play it. But up until this point, probably like sophomore in college, I had about 5 channels. Yeah, about 5 channels where it was just fun. It was a hobby, but nobody really watched my content. Like some videos did get some views, but for the most part, there was no really repeatable people. Again, there was a handful who would just die hard, like, you're so cool, which is always really fun, but the content was not good, so it did not gain traction. And that was something at the time too. A lot of times you got to be hard on yourself because if you aren't, like, nobody else is going to be. But I definitely didn't critique my content enough to say, is this good? Is this quality? Or like, is it bad? I kind of knew inside my content wasn't good, but I enjoyed it. And I don't know. I didn't want to take that extra couple steps to make it a little bit better. And I don't really know why. But at this time too, so I was already like, I don't even know how many years into making content, and it was all bad. Like hundreds of videos at this point. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Hundreds of videos, maybe like 1,500, maybe 1,000 or 1,500 subscribers over like 5 channels. I don't know what motivated me just to keep going, but I do remember actually before I made those League of Legends channels in my freshman year of college, having like a talk with myself. I'm like, dude, like at this point, I definitely made hundreds of videos, like probably 300 or 400, just picking a number. Definitely under 1,000 though, but I'm like, this takes time. Is this something that I want to focus my time on? There's so many other things I could do. Like, should I just call it quits and not make content? I don't remember the duration, but I remember quitting for, let's just say, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. And it just called me right back, like, hey, you got to make some content. Like, it's just too much fun to not do it. So that was kind of hard. I remember that was hard because it's to acknowledge you aren't good at something, but to want to do it anyway, and to know that you might be wasting your time, and for other people around you to also see how much time you put into something that sucks, was definitely difficult. And I did acknowledge that too. I wonder if I have that like in a journal somewhere. So I do have a journal actually, and I wonder if I wrote anything in here. I'll have to go back through that one day to see if I actually wrote anything about that, because I likely did, but I'm going to do that at a separate time. But that was a pretty hard like talk with myself. And like a lot of times, like pushing through making the content may not be the right answer for a lot of people. Sometimes you just got to find a different hobby or like seek help. I didn't seek help like this whole time. Like, sure, you can watch YouTube videos, but like sometimes things don't resonate unless it's said in a certain way. And when you ask a certain question and it's like in a conversation, like people learn things differently. But up until this point, like I thought I was taking it seriously. And maybe I was, but regardless, it wasn't good enough because I wasn't seeing the results for the time that I was putting in. So after that like chat with myself, I kind of said, we're making this work. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I have to learn through every video, even if it's like 0.1%, because that will compound. And I still take that approach today. If I can learn just a fraction of a percent every video, I will improve. So let's go back to like the second or third year in college. At this point, I had, again, the 5 channels, but I wasn't really posting a lot on really any of them. Maybe like 1 or 2 of them I was. And then I remember, it was one of the Black Ops games that came out. I was a junior year in college, and I was grinding it. I made some good tutorials on that. I improved my like speech, my thumbnail, and like title combinations. And some of those videos actually did quite well. And by quite well, I mean like over 1,000 views. But at the time, to me, that was huge because that channel had probably like 200 subscribers, but that was like my main one as well. As we worked towards like junior, senior year in college, I started 2 more channels. And also, I kind of got to backtrack a little bit. I did make another channel. I tried to make a lifting channel in early college, and that was weird bringing a camera to the gym. That was not for me. So I dropped that channel really quick, made like 1 video. But yeah, so just say senior year of college, at this point, I made my main Call of Duty channel. I had that Pokemon channel that I attempted. I had, oh my gosh, yeah, I forgot. I have all the channels listed, but I'm kind of just going through them now. I had a channel where I opened up I specifically opened up Pokemon and Magic cards. Like, it was an unboxing channel. That was expensive. I don't know how I did that. I attempted that lifting channel. I had 3 League of Legends channels. So what are we at, 6 or 7 channels? And then I made 2 more. They were like more chill entertainment channels. The content was just pretty easy to make. It was just like kind of conversational, kind of like this. So it was very simple and again easy to push out content, but it didn't like take off. But I actually started to see like a good, I guess, like fan base for that content, which was like probably the first time out of all the channels that I had before, like the 7 before this, that was the first time where I had like consistent viewers on the videos. And actually, yeah, before I graduated, I made one more channel that I made a couple videos, and it didn't fit my lifestyle. One of the huge things I learned too is you have to enjoy the content you make. It has to be like seamless in your lifestyle. You got to be able to chat about it forever, or chat about it like in a lot of different ways. And you have to like enjoy like the whole process if you're going to be doing it by yourself, because if one thing is off, it's just going to like hit you every single time you try and make a video. So when I graduated college, I made a lot of channels, and I'm going to say that most of them were complete failures. Like, nobody watched the content. It was just like a waste of my time. I wouldn't say waste of my time, because I obviously learned, but from like a viewer, like revenue, even like enjoyment to like the output, it wasn't there. But two of the channels was entertainment channels, and I guess the Call of Duty channel, they had some potential. The Call of Duty channel, I just enjoyed making those videos, and I had a very small group of people that like were like, these videos are actually kind of cool. Like, they're not like amazing, but like they're cool and they're fun to like just watch, but it wasn't enough to like take off. And the 2 kind of more entertainment chill channels, they did have their little bit of a viewership, so again, they had potential. When I graduated college, I had a pretty hard time finding a job because it was during COVID, like graduated 2020 COVID. And I decided, you know what, finding a job is tough. Let me just go all in on this content creation stuff and see where it goes. And I was able to take that risk just because of, I guess, my situation, which was, again, I'm thankful and fortunate, but again, it was tough. So I decided I had 5 channels I was going to work on. I had my Call of Duty focused channel still, and I was going to focus on Warzone content. I made a new channel for editing. I wanted to show people how I edit quickly and I guess efficiently. I was going to offer like other tips on things that I thought was helpful to other editors or people that wanted to make content. I had the 2 entertainment channels, the chill ones. Then I started a personal finance channel. That was interesting. I just thought personal finance was cool, and I just wanted to chat about it. But yeah, so I had these 5 channels. I was like, we're going to go all out on all of these. Something's got to stick. At this point in my life, I had made 15 YouTube channels, and I learned a lot. What I learned most is that I can't make videos on things I don't absolutely love. I really like personal finance. I can't talk about it for like 10 hours and make all these different videos. I enjoy editing. I can't make an editing channel like only on editing. I love Call of Duty too. I can't play that game all day. The 2 entertainment channels were actually the only ones that kind of stuck around because, again, the content was consistent to make. On this channel that you're watching right now, the videos are probably going to be like this, and it's like, why? I think a huge part of it is I know that I can consistently make videos like this in this format and deliver some value in this way consistently over a long period of time based on like my personality and my lifestyle and, like I said, my like relationship with this type of content. I think a lot of channels in the past I could have done better if I just did it in this way. And sure, a lot of people might not watch it because it's like a different style of video. A lot of people like more energy. They like things moving around on the screen. But I just don't enjoy that. I don't like making that content. From what I've learned too is the content typically eventually finds the people if you're in it enough. So after all this like self-realization on the content that I think I can make consistently, the content that I want to make, and the type of viewers that I want to watch my videos, I decided to start a brand new channel. And I was going to focus 100% on the things that I love and that I want to share. And I wasn't gonna pick any niche or anything, or just gonna put, like, I like Yu-Gi-Oh, I like Pokemon, I like Magic. I forgot what else I liked at the time, but I just thought we'll just post about these things because I really like it. So I started that channel on May 4th, 2022, on Star Wars Day. I did that intentionally, and that is the Nostalgic Nighthawk channel. That is actually my most popular one today. And like about 3.5 years later, it's like pushing like 13,000, probably 14,000 subscribers. That's like huge. For me, that's massive. And one of the really cool things are, when I first started that channel, I did some Pokemon, I did some Yu-Gi-Oh. The Pokemon didn't really do any, like, it weren't views, but I posted Cyber Dragon content, and like those videos just like, or those views instantly I got, and I was like, that is very fascinating. So I was like, something about Cyber Dragons specifically, where I love Cyber Dragons, and I think I showed it in the video and the passion through talking about them, and the fact that other people saw that, they vibed with it really well. So from there on, I still wanted to keep the channel to things that I enjoyed, but at the time I was really enjoying Cyber Dragons, which, in case you don't know, it's an archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! So you can build like a deck with these specific monsters. So I decided to focus on that content, and the channel was doing well. I actually got like the first 1,000 subscribers on the channel just posting about Cyber Dragons, and it was a lot of fun to play and build the decks and stuff. At that point, again, I made videos for like 11 years, 12 years about, and never hit like 1,000 subscribers, or even like consistently a couple hundred views, and then just posting about Cyber Dragons only. That got to 1,000 subscribers in like under a year. This is a conversation for a whole nother video, but I think like niching down to like oblivion into something incredibly specific is what I found success in on this channel, but some other smaller channels as well. And that is something that I would advocate other people to do. But again, the conversation for another video, but niche down if you can. You absolutely can. But anyway, I eventually got bored of making Cyber Dragon content, and I wanted to play more Pokemon. And then I remembered why I started the channel, and I didn't want to be forced to make Yu-Gi-Oh content because those videos took off. And I went back to why I started this channel. It's about me, the things I enjoy, and the things that I want to share with people. And I think it comes across naturally and in like a positive way for others. So I pivoted more towards Pokemon, and people started really enjoying like that content. And then like one of the videos that I posted like a year or so ago, it like just took off. That's the most popular video on that channel. And that was like crazy, because like, picture just posting a video and like nothing, like maybe it gets like 100 views in like a year, and then all of a sudden it gets like 1,000 views a day, and then it just like goes like 1,000, 2,000, like 5,000 videos or views a day. And for someone who like never even got views to begin with, sees that, that was crazy. But yeah, the Yu-Gi-Oh pivot to Pokemon, there are some overlaps and similarities, but it's a pretty big shift. But people enjoyed, I think, me as a person, and so a lot of people stayed. And then I just posted about things I enjoyed, and then people kind of vibed with it as well, you know? One of the most important takeaways from all this is that I found something that fits. I found a way to make videos that I can embed in my lifestyle, where it's not going to take up too much time, but I still get the message and the value in the video. And it's about content that I really enjoy making, which I think all of that is like a very key part of the whole content creation process. And if you are a like one person YouTuber, it has to all kind of flow and fit pretty naturally, because if it doesn't, things start to feel forced. And again, I'm just speaking again from my personal experience and maybe like opinions, but again, that's why I'm making this video, is because a lot of the things I'm going to be saying in my videos on this channel, or in the form of some advice, have to do with all the things that I've learned in the past from all these failed channels. Part of me sharing this is one person's experience over, I would say, a pretty long period. This is like half of my life about making videos. I want to share things I learned in the past, maybe mistakes, and I'm hoping that in doing so, people don't make them in the future, and you can again achieve your content creation goals in a more timely manner. But also YouTube, it's a changing landscape, and I'm implementing different things like now, and I'm learning things even now. We're all still learning, and you gotta apply and adapt. But that is what this channel is for. But this is the foundation and the framework of my experience with YouTube and creating content on this platform. Obviously, I see value in making content even through all the struggles. It's very enjoyable and I think rewarding to go through the whole process of bundling up this like packaged piece of entertainment, sharing it with others, and having other people kind of share their thoughts about it. My biggest channel right now is not massive, but it depends how you define success. And for me, that channel is very successful because I have a lot of fun making the content. The channel has a very dedicated audience and community that was built around the content. And kind of those two things, I guess, in combination with each other, to me, I consider that to be pretty successful, at least from like the content creator point of view. Yeah, we'll see where the future takes us with those channels and all the other random channels I have. If you enjoyed my story and you don't want to make the same mistakes that I did over the last like decade, definitely stick around for some more content, because I'll be sharing things that I've learned and also things that I'm implementing now to manage my channels more efficiently. If you have a video topic you want me to discuss, leave it in the description below. And if you do want to work directly with me, then see the email and the link in the description. If you want to keep hearing me talk, I'm going to have a link to another video right here, and I will see you soon.